Hello everyone, and welcome to today's video. For today, I thought we would discuss how to be prepared for Thanksgiving. As you know, I'm a professional event planner and event designer, so I thought I would share with you a few tips on how to host a flawless and hopefully stress-free Thanksgiving.
One of the easiest ways to make sure your holidays, or try to make sure your holidays go smoothly, is to create a system where you can keep information. For me right now, sorry, I'm like having a hard time writing and recording at the same time. I create a manila folder, just a basic manila folder, with Thanksgiving in 2021, just to have a place to keep my information at while I'm working. And this is kind of the resource that I'll kind of go back to. If you're more of a digital person, obviously you can create something like that on your phone. But definitely for party planning and things, I, at the very least, like to have some sort of physical copy. And this is where I'll keep my charts and recipes and everything like that. So I have a place to go back to and a way to keep it organized. Forgive me, I'm not the best artist in the world. But as you can see right here, I'm kind of creating a basic, I don't want to say floor plan, but I'm basically scheduling out the way our table will be set up, as well as my buffet table where the food is. This is always a great thing to do because you may not know the space that you have. I've never had this buffet before, so I'm going to try to lay things out the best I can. Obviously, once I take the dishes out to the table, they may not fit the way I'm going to try to plan or imagine it will be. So I'll obviously have to play around with that, but this is just a way of taking notes.
If you have followed any of my work in the past, whether it be interior designing a room or decorating some major event for the holidays, I always have a central command location. This is an area where I keep all the important information. If I'm working on designing something, designing a space, it's where I keep things like rulers, scissors, glue, staples, all the important things so it doesn't get lost in the mix and the craziness. For this year, my central command is going to be my refrigerator, which is a little different. I'm starting to learn since this is a new home, but I think it's going to be the perfect place to put the things like the timelines, the foods that need to be prepared, when they need to come out, when they need to go back, when we're setting the table, all those important little details that I myself will use, Artega will use, my cousin who's bringing some additional food will use, but it's kind of a gathering place where all the papers will be hung up, and we will be able to use them and find them easily. As you can see, I kind of have the general timeline, or the general logistics of how long things take. I talked to Artega because there are certain recipes that he's doing that I don't really know about, but obviously you can see we have the food here, who's making it or bringing it, what we're doing the day before, like prepping wise, and then what we're doing the day of, how long it takes to make. I will transfer this over to a timeline. Normally I would have this like all in an Excel spreadsheet, but my printer is on the fritz right now, so we won't be doing that. But as you can see, it's broken down. Forgive my terrible handwriting. You probably can't see it's broken down at all. But I have it in like half an hour increments, working backwards from when we're actually serving dinner, which is about 5:30. So I'm going to kind of do that. I also have some notes about turkey time, because I'm not sure how big the turkey is, so I'll need to know that to adjust it. And yeah, so basically my tip here really is to make sure you kind of know all the details that go into actually making your dish, what day you're cooking on, as opposed to just heating it up, and then breaking down the day of timeline, which is a big deal to make sure everything's going smoothly. Another tip is to delegate. Make sure you never put things on to someone who isn't prepared or doesn't want to be involved. So always make sure you check in advance if people want to be involved. A lot of times, if you invite family members over, some will actually want to make certain desserts or make certain side dishes or certain aspects of the dinner. Don't turn that down. If you are doing a more formal event and it's offered, you can turn it down if it makes sense, because usually in a formal setting, people aren't bringing in food from outside. It's supposed to be all about you providing something for them. If it's more of a family style and somebody wants to bring in extra stuffing or dressing, or they want to make potatoes, let them. It's one less thing you have to do, and it'll make your job extremely easier. Just make sure you remind them the day before, and maybe the morning of. Make sure they bring it, because it'll be super stressful if they forget to bring it, and you're stuck in a situation where you no longer have that dish, and it's something you weren't prepared to make. Another one of my favorite ideas, which unfortunately I can't take credit for, I actually got it from Theodore Leaf, I will link his channel down below, is to actually take sticky notes and write 2 sticky notes per dish, like the turkey. You'll put one of the sticky notes in the bowl so that you are prepared in advance and know which dish goes in which bowl, and another sticky note goes underneath the bowl on the table location, so that once you remove that bowl, you know where that bowl is going to go back to, like when you are filling it before you set it out. This will help you keep your table and buffet organized. One major tip is to always prep in advance. Please do not hold down making every single dish to the day of Thanksgiving. Especially if your Thanksgiving dinner is actually earlier in the day, like it is for most people. Usually dinner's around 5:30, 6-ish, but usually Thanksgiving dinner is midday, sometimes sooner. And if that's the case, you definitely want to be prepared and have things done in advance. I am having dinner this year around 5:30, so I have some good time before dinner to get things done, but even still, I'm going to be prepping a lot of things in advance. I'm going to be making, I believe I figured out about every dish but rolls, cranberry sauce, and gravy, which I'll be making the day of. All the rest, and the turkey, will be made the day before, and it'll be heated before Thanksgiving dinner. But it'll all be made on the 24th, so it'll be ready on the 25th. If you hold off all of that to the day of, it is going to be pure chaos running around your kitchen. There's not going to be room for anything. It'll just be a hectic mess. So save yourself some time and trouble, and prep everything you can in advance. If you can prep it weeks in advance and freeze it, and that works for you, that works just the same, and then you can thaw it out the day of if need be. But definitely prep ahead of time. I hope these tips will help make your Thanksgiving a lot more enjoyable, a lot more stress-free. For more stress-related tips, check out my previous video about managing stress around the holidays. It's also a good one that will help you out when it comes to stress at Thanksgiving. But definitely using these tips specifically for Thanksgiving and the massive meal that you'll be preparing are great ways to make sure you'll be stress-free and everything will go out smoothly, hopefully. Can't help you manage the family. That's something you'll have to figure out on your own. But I hope these tips help you out. If you like the video, like it, subscribe, follow me on Instagram and Twitter, and I'll see you next time. Bye!